Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome. I'm Kristen Knapp, and this is the Real Estate Pros podcast. I have Daniel Cabrera with me, real estate investor and founder of Sell My House Fast, San Antonio, Texas. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Kristen.
This should be an awesome podcast. I can't wait to learn more about your business. So just tell us a little bit more about it and, where you're at today.
Yeah, so I started Sell My House Fast in San Antonio, like almost 16 years ago, doing it part-time and really kind of went full-time, I guess, about 6-7 years ago. We're based out of San Antonio, essentially with kind of like an hour radius of San Antonio, so pretty big competitive market in Texas. Primarily we focus on fix and flips, wholesaling, some sub-2 creative financing things, and we're probably doing somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 deals a year at this point.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been an interesting journey to say the least.
Definitely, I bet. That sounds very impressive. So you sell homes fast, obviously, or buy homes fast. What does fast mean in your process?
I buy them faster than I sell them lately, though, I tell you.
So how do you, it seems like you're pretty good at sourcing houses. How do you go about that?
Yeah, as far as most of our deals, I would say we source organically, through our website, through word of mouth, just different search engine optimization. We've worked hard building up kind of our credibility as far as the company is concerned. And, we're finally starting to see the benefits that kind of come along with it.
Yeah, awesome. You've done a lot of different types of deals. You've closed fire damage homes, sub-2s, wraps. What's the most creative deal you've pulled off?
Man, there's just so many of them, but some of the more interesting ones have been the fire damage properties, I will say. They're just complete. We did a house not too long ago. It was 4,300 square feet. And the entire second story was completely burnt down. The whole first floor was just down to the studs, and a lot of that was burnt down as well. But it was also one of the most rewarding properties we've done. We had another property where I had a client call me on a Saturday. Monday was 4th of July, and Tuesday she was getting foreclosed on.
Oh, wow.
Somehow we were able to get the foreclosure stopped Tuesday morning, even though Monday was 4th of July. I must have called 500 lawyers over that weekend to try to get this deal done. Then I finally got a hold of one, and granted, he charged me 4 times the normal rate. That one is pretty nuts, though, because we got the foreclosure stopped. Then we did the closing on the house, never heard from the client ever again, the seller. Went back because we had to evict her, unfortunately, because she didn't hand over keys to the house. And then there was a goat running around the house on the inside, running into the cops. And it was just an absolute nightmare. And I had a hip replacement like a month prior to this, and I have this damn goat running around trying to kill everybody in the house. So yeah, that was probably one of the more creative ones.
That
But
sounds like it. Yeah, thinking quick on your feet, having to do things last minute. Is that
yeah,
kind of the nature of it, having to do a lot of things at the last hour?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
yeah. I mean, a lot of times it's just, ultimately, I think a big part of it is just problem solving, and usually the problem solving ones are usually the better opportunities that are out there for sure.
Definitely. And if someone's thinking about selling off market but feels hesitant, what should they know before reaching out to you?
If someone's thinking about selling off market, um, I think the biggest thing is just doing research on whoever you're going to be dealing with, trying to get an understanding, how long they've been in business for. Um, I think a big part too is just, we get a lot. I think a lot of times sellers fall under, how do I phrase this? What I'm trying to get at is not all offers are created equally.
Hmm.
I think a lot of the times there's a lot of companies out there who advertise the buy houses that really don't buy houses, and they're more middlemen or wholesalers. And, um, and at least here in the San Antonio market, I think that, you know, I think the biggest thing is just making sure you're working with somebody who has that credibility there, who has something to lose, because we get sellers all the time that they're getting calls from cold callers and they're not in Texas. Then we review the contracts. They're putting no money down, tying up the property for 3, 4 months. And so what I like to tell people is try to do business with somebody who's got something to lose. Because the people who've got something to lose, they're not going to want to jeopardize, you know, what they've built up over the years to do something not above board per se.
Definitely. And when you're talking with people, are there types of houses or properties that, you wouldn't be interested in buying up? Like, what's that criteria look like?
Yeah, we've got a pretty strict criteria as far as what we're buying. It really kind of depends on the exit strategy. But a lot of the times, I'll talk to sellers and I'll be the first person to let them know that, obviously we're in the business to make money and we want to help out. But, if we're not the best fit, at the very least, we want to just help in any way that we can and try to point them into the right direction of what's best for them, even if that's not working with us. So a lot of the times we'll refer certain clients out to realtors, or maybe other investors who kind of specialize more so in, a specific selling scenario. But we've got a
Yeah.
few good partnerships with some agents and a few other people as well that we'll try to refer out to.
Yeah, I imagine probably networking is a big part of the business to,
Yeah,
find all of these homes.
for
Do you have
sure.
any do you have any tips for anybody from that perspective, like how to form these relationships, how to keep the relationships?
Um, I think just kind of getting yourself out there is probably the biggest thing. But I formed a few relationships with a few realtors, a few wholesalers over the years, and been working with them for probably 10, 15 years at this point. Granted, there's been a ton of people who reach out all the time that are absolutely terrible, but every once in a while there's somebody really kind of worthwhile who comes along and we just work with for years, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably a hard part of the business. I mean, any business really, people who promise you the world and then don't follow through. Do you have, situations where that's happened?
Yeah, I think one of the most frustrating things for me, so we have like a buy box criteria that we use. And I probably get 100 phone calls a month from newer wholesalers who are trying to get into the business, and I'm all for it. But I'll send them my buy box criteria, which is so laid out perfectly. And then they send me everything under the sun that has nothing to do with our buy box in a different state. I'm like, guys, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to you any clearer than I am. But yeah, that's probably one thing that we run into pretty often, I would say.
Yeah, people don't read. It's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And then just about your line of work, are there any misconceptions? Like, do people have some sort of thought about how this goes and maybe it goes a little differently? Or just tell me more about, this business.
I mean, misconceptions, yes. I think sometimes we can kind of, in this industry, we can get somewhat of a bad rap. But I think what people kind of fail to realize a lot of the times, now I'll give you a prime example. There was a house in Schertz, Texas. Young guy, maybe 25. Him and his wife bought the house 3 years ago. The house has foundation issues. They were pretty severe too. He's tried selling the house with the realtor before in the past, having a real difficult time selling it. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to get foreclosed on, but we can't live here. We don't have the money. It's not even about us profiting on the house. We just want out of this mortgage. And I think sometimes people could look at that and think we're taking advantage of somebody, but honestly, I don't know anybody else other than me granted, sure, some other investors too, but it was a sense of accomplishment just to be able to help out this young guy who felt like he had a noose around his neck to finally being able to breathe again. And granted, I will say he didn't make any money, but ultimately he was able to kind of get out of this chokehold that he was in and move on. And I can't tell you how grateful him and his wife were that we were able to get this done. And from start to finish, I think we closed on the house in 9 days. So it felt great.
Yeah, I imagine that a lot of this is a win-win for everybody because people are trying to offload properties and you're trying to buy them. I totally
Yeah,
see
and a
that.
lot of the times too, like the houses that we're buying, they're not in perfect shape, right?
Mhm.
And the market to be able to sell it to retail people and to try to get retail value is going to be difficult, right? So where we kind of come in are the more so the problem properties that are, kind of difficult to deal with.
Definitely. When you're working with like a fire, a fire situation, what's even that process to nurse it back to health where you can even, get it to the market quickly?
Yeah, well, those are, it just depends on the extent of the damage, obviously. But usually step number one, I'll go out there, kind of try to formulate a game plan on, the rebuild and then shortly there on after, I'm bringing my engineer out there first thing so he can kind of review everything to give me the green light on if they're willing to sign off on the rebuild itself.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And then it's a whole long list of just materials and different crews but it's been really interesting. I've
And you're
enjoyed it
and you're doing a lot of this on your own, you said, correct?
I used to do a lot of the work myself years ago. Now I more so kind of oversee the projects. Yeah, more so overseeing it and just making sure that we're meeting certain timelines and things of that nature. Yeah.
That must have been a nice transition.
It sure was. Because I remember being on the job site and I'd pull out a chair on the job site while working and answering phone calls and trying to handle marketing and also running to Home Depot back and forth and getting 2x4s and you name it. But so it's been a nice transition. And now I'm trying to scale a little bit more and bring on, just kind of acquisition lead managers and that has been somewhat of a kind of a learning lesson to try to hand off the reins of what I know I'm really good at, but it's just too tough to juggle everything all at once.
Of course, and to scale, it definitely requires more people involved. If you don't mind me asking, what are your scaling plans from here?
I feel we're at a good place in the San Antonio market. At this point, we've started a new website. It's called firedamagehousebuyer.com. We're trying to scale more so on the nationwide level of kind of helping sellers who unfortunately homes have caught on fire to kind of quickly purchase them in an efficient manner. And it's definitely it's definitely harder than I thought it was going to be, but I'm hoping at some point in the future we'll have more of a presence but that's something I'm definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, it seems like you've really gotten in deep with the San Antonio market and that, it makes sense to scale from there.
Yeah, no,
And what
absolutely.
about the San Antonio market, just for people listening, like what's like your favorite part about the market? What's your favorite part about the city? Like, tell us more just about that area.
Yeah, so I'm from New Jersey originally, although I've been in Texas now for probably going on 16, 17 years. Um, I do really like San Antonio. I think the biggest draw when I first moved down there though was just getting out of New Jersey and not having to deal with 6 months of freezing weather anymore.
Yeah.
Although it can get pretty hot in San Antonio, but I'll deal with the heat. But you know, culture, the people, it used to be a lot more affordable. It's definitely getting more pricey now. Um, but yeah, I just built a business there. I've got my daughter here, obviously. Um, and for the foreseeable future, I don't think I'm going anywhere. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell everybody if they're interested in working with you, how they can find you and how they can learn more information.
Yeah. Sell my house fast, San Antonio, Texas. Phone number's 210-951-0143. Open to working with anybody. And even just someone needs help with something, always happy to hop on a call as well. And definitely appreciate you having me on here, Kristen.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. I feel like I learned a lot about the business. It sounds great, and good luck to your scaling plans.
Yeah, and the only other place too I would just say is on our website, sellmyhousefast.satx.com.
Perfect. Yes. Everybody check that out. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for meeting with me today. This has been awesome, and I wish you, the best with your business.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.